Alright, so let's start. So I want you guys to go to page 6. There's 10 words, page 6. Can you open your books on page 6? Page 6. Yes, 10 words that I want you to match the words with the definition, right? Match the words with the definition. Page 6. There we go. 10 words match with the definition. So while you're doing this exercise, I'll look at the appendix. Okay? So start with this exercise. Okay? So when you finish page 6, there's more words on page 10. There's 5 more words on page 10. So you do this one, and then when you finish, you go to page 10. There's more than 5 words there. Okay? Okay, you can start doing it to the appendix. So number 1. Number 1. Not here? Okay. Number 2. 3. 4. No? Okay. 5. 6. 7. 9. 10. 10. 11. 12. Okay. 17. 19. 21. 22. 22? No? 24. 25. 26. 27. 27. 28. 29. No? 30. 31. 32. 33. Okay. So keep doing the exercise. Keep doing the exercise. So while you guys looking at me, you guys done the exercise already? Yes? No, you have to be doing it. Start doing this. Start matching the word with the definition. Yes, here. Match the word with the definition. Okay? I'm going to give you a few minutes to do the exercise before I correct it. So try to do it. You can use your cell phone, use the translation, right? You can use the cell phone, right? Okay, let's do it together. Okay, the first word is overcome. What's the number that contains the definition of the word overcome? Anyone? You have 10 definitions, right? So tell me which is the number that contains the definition of the word overcome. The first word here, the first, overcome. So what's the number? Anyone? Don't be afraid, okay? Today is not a final exam. You can be wrong. No problem. If you're wrong, just tell me the right answer. So what's the number that has the definition of the word overcome? What's the number? Huh? No, not careful. I'm asking you the word overcome. Number 9. Can you check number 9? Number 9. For example, can you read number 9? Can you read it for me, number 9? Can you read for me number 9? Here, number 9 is the word overcome. Can you read it here? Can you read it? 1, 2. Can you read it here? Go ahead. 2. Succeed. Viewing. Okay, so word number 9, overcome, is number 9. Right? So number 9 is to succeed in dealing with the problem. That's the definition of the word 9, overcome. Okay, next one is with. So what's the number for the word with? Huh? 4, very good. Can you read it for me, number 4? Go ahead, read it for me. Can you read? Can you read here? Yes, read here. Covering. Okay, so the word for with means covering for the head, made of real or artificial hair. Very good. Okay, next one is practice. What's the number for the word practice? Anyone? Huh? 7. Yes, very good. Can you read number 7? Read. Okay, practice number 7. Repeated performance of a skill to become better at. So, repeating, right? Doing it again and again, you become better, right? You're practicing. Okay, number 7, practice. Okay, next is repetition. What's the number for repetition? Anyone? Huh? Number 5, repetition. Very good. Can you read number 5 for me? Okay, repetition. The action of repeating something, right? So repeating is doing over, doing again, over and over again. Expert. Expert is number? Huh? Number? Expert is number? Huh? 2. Very good. Can you repeat? Can you read it for me, number 2? Authoritative? Yes. So number 2, expert means having authoritative knowledge. For example, I am the expert in English here. I do have the authoritative knowledge. Maybe my English is better than anyone else here. So I am the expert. Right? That's the meaning of expert. Okay, not number. Next word is careful. Now is the word careful. So what's the number for the word careful? 1. Number 1. Who said number 1? Can you read number 1? Okay, careful. Making sure of avoiding danger. Okay, next. Qualified. Anyone? Qualified is number? Huh? Number? Number 3. Go ahead. Read number 3, correct. Okay, qualified means recognized as being trained to do a job. Okay, next, edit. Edit is number 6. Yes, can you read number 6? To prepare. Publication. Correcting. Okay, edit means to prepare written material for publication by correcting or modifying it. Okay, next, experiment. Experiment is number 8. Okay, go ahead, read number 8. Okay, experiment number 8 means to try out new ways of doing things. Last one, substitute. Substitute is number 10, right? The last one, number 10, the only one left. So number 10 is a person acting in place of another. So if we have a substitute teacher, so another teacher comes in my place, right? So number 10, substitute, a person acting in a place of another. Okay, now let's jump to page 10. Page 10. So page 10, 5 more words. The first one there is deficient. So you have to tell me the letter, right? So deficient is letter A, B, C, D, or E. Okay. Number 1, deficient. What letter is it? Huh? Anyone? Are you there? Page 10. There's 5 words. The first one is deficient. So you have to tell me the definition in the letters, right? So how's the letter? So letter A, B, C, D, or E. Anyone? What's the definition of deficient? Do you guys know where we are? Yes, yes. What's the number 1? D. Okay, very good. Can you read number D? Letter D. Okay, 1, deficient. Letter D, lacking in some necessary quality or element or imperfect. Right? Deficient. So you are imperfect. There's something missing, lacking. Okay, number 2, impress. Impress is letter number 2. Yay, correct. So read number letter A for me. 2A. Go ahead, read.
To make someone feel
Respect
to other others
and admiration.
admiration.
Okay, number 2, impress, letter A. To make someone feel respect and admiration. Okay, number 3, review. 3B, correct. Go ahead, read it for me. Study. Okay, review means to study or look at something again. Next one is former. Number 4, former. 4 is letter. Go ahead, don't be afraid to tell me. Today's don't have exam. If you're wrong, no problem. 4 is E. Okay. Go ahead. Read letter E. Okay, so number 4, former means something that comes at earlier time or before something else. And the last one is number 5, policy. Policy is letter. That's the last one. The only one left. Letter C. Right? Can you read for me, letter C? Can you read C? Guidelines. Adopted. Government. Determined. Or action. Okay, so policy is a set of guidelines adopted by a government or institution that determines a course of action. Alright, so these are the 15 words. Please study those words because in the final exam there will be one question that is only about vocabulary, right, from those words. Alright? Alright, so now I want you to look at test number 2, the next test. Test number 2, there's 2 questions. So what are the 3 qualities of a good teacher? So you have been studying student all your life. You have been a primary student, a high school student, now you're a university student. So you had many teachers, right, throughout your life. So you must know what does make a teacher a good one. What is the quality? What are the qualities of a good teacher? Can you tell me? Anyone? Tell me any quality that is a quality of a good teacher. Huh? Can I hear your opinion? There is no right or wrong answer. Tell me your opinion. What does make a teacher a good teacher? Anyone? So what does make a teacher a good teacher? Anyone? So in your opinion here, what does make a good teacher? What does make a good teacher? Tell me one thing, just one thing. Patient, yes. A teacher that is patient is a good teacher, right? Okay, another quality. Can you give me one quality for a good teacher? Huh? Ability? Say ability. Okay, this is able, right? Able. Okay. Ability to do something, ability to teach. Okay. Can you give me one quality of a good teacher? What? Just one quality? No, really? Can you give me one quality of a good teacher? Huh? What is it? What is it? Patient. Patient, yes, they have said patience there, but it's a good quality for a teacher, and patient. For example, a good teacher must be knowledgeable, right? How can I teach something that if I don't know? So I must have knowledge, right? I can be knowledgeable. This is a good quality for a teacher. I should be patient, right? I should be friendly, right? I should be make my class not boring. I should be entertaining, right? So these all the qualities make a good teacher. Alright? So if you look at, for example, question number 2. If you were a teacher, what things that you can do to motivate your students? For example, number 2. If you are a teacher, what are the 2 ways you would motivate students in the classroom? If you are a teacher, what can you do to motivate the students? What can you do? interesting because we have a video. Or maybe I can play a game, right? Maybe I can ask you to participate in my class. The class will be more fun, right? Will be more motivational. So these are the things you can do if you are a teacher to motivate the students. All right. So now we're going to be watching this video, okay? So pay attention to the video because then we're going to be answering the questions about the video, okay? So I'll play the video now. So let's go ahead and watch the video.
I have had so low, so academic. I have had classes that were so low, so academically deficient that I cried. I wondered, how am I going to take this group in 9 months from where they are to where they need to be? And it was difficult. It was awfully hard. How do I raise the self-esteem of a child and his academic achievement at the same time? One year I came up with a bright idea. I told all my students, you were chosen to be in my class because I am the best teacher and you are the best students. They put us all together so we could show everybody else how to do it. One of the students said, really? I said, really? We have to show the other classes how to do it. So when we walk down the hall, people will notice us. So you can't make noise, you just have to strut. And I gave them a saying to say, I am somebody. I was somebody when I came. I'll be a better somebody when I leave. I am powerful and I am strong. I deserve the education that I get here. I have things to do, people to impress, and places to go. And they said, yeah. You say it long enough, it starts to be a part of you. And so, I gave a quiz, 20 questions. Student missed 18. I put a +2 on this paper and a big smiley face. He said, Miss Pearson, is this an F? I said, yeah. He said, then why'd you put a smiley face? I said, because you on the road. You got 2 right, you didn't miss them all. I said, and when we review this, won't you do better? He said, yes, ma'am, I can do better. You see, -18 sucks all the life out of you. +2 said, I ain't all bad. 4 years I watched my mother take the time at recess to review, go on home visits in the afternoon, buy combs and brushes and peanut butter and crackers to put in her desk drawer for kids that needed to eat, and a washcloth and some soap for the kids who didn't smell so good. See, it's hard to teach kids who stink. And kids can be cruel. And so she kept those things in her desk, and years later, after she retired, kids come through and say to her, you know, Miss Walker, you made a difference in my life. You made it work for me. You made me feel like I was somebody when I knew at the bottom I wasn't. And I want you to just see what I've become. And when my mama died 2 years ago at 92, there were so many former students at her funeral. It brought tears to my eyes, not because she was gone, but because she left a legacy of relationships that could never disappear. Can we stand to have more relationships? Absolutely. Will you like all your children? Of course not. And you know your toughest kids are never absent. Never. You won't like them all, and the tough ones show up for a reason. It's the connection, it's the relationships. And while you won't like them all, the key is they can never, ever know it. So teachers become great actors and great actresses, and we come to work when we don't feel like it, and we listen to policy that doesn't make sense, and we teach anyway. We teach anyway because that's what we do. Teaching and learning should bring joy. How powerful would our world be if we had kids who were not afraid to take risks, who were not afraid to think, and who had a champion. Every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best that they can possibly be. Is this job tough? You betcha. Oh God, you betcha. But it is not impossible. We can do this. We're educated. We're born to make a difference. Thank you so much.
All right, so let's try to answer a few questions, right, from this video. So the first one, task number 3. To motivate her students, Rita told them to tell themselves that they were something and something. What did she tell them? Okay, I'll play this part again, okay?
Powerful and I am strong. I deserve the
There we go. And she said right here.
That's to somebody when I leave. I am powerful and I am strong. I deserve.
Two things. I am something and something. Again.
That's to somebody when I leave. I am powerful and I am strong. I deserve the
What did she say? I am powerful and strong. Which is letter? Letter A. Look at letter A. Powerful and strong. Right? Letter A. Powerful and strong. Okay. Number 2 now. Rita drew on something on the paper of one student who failed a quiz. Rita drew something on a paper of a student who failed a quiz. What did she draw?
And so, I gave a quiz, 20 questions. Student missed 18. I put a +2 on this paper and a big smiley face.
So she put a +2 and then she drew what? Huh? 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 A smiling face, right? She put a smiling face, right? Like this. Right? +2. Right? +2 and a smiling face. So letter C. Letter C. Okay, third question. When she was a teacher, Rita's mother brought peanut butter and something to for students who are needed to eat. What did she bring to the students? Huh? She bring peanut butter and look at the answers. Letter A, she brings crackers. C, she brings cheese. Or D, she brings bread. Crackers, yes, letter A, crackers. So letter A is the right answer. Okay, now let's do the true and false. Okay, so number 1, number 1, the students in the class that Rita talks about individuals were academically strong. She's talking about a few students there in her class. Are they academically strong? Yes or no? Huh? Huh? No, right? They're not strong. They're deficient. They're weak, right? So they're deficient students, not strong. This one is false. Number 2, Rita motivated her students by giving them cookies after class. In the third question, right? So you told me, did she bring what? Crackers, right? So it's not cookies, it's crackers. So this one is also false. Remember, she brings crackers. So not cookies. So number 2 is false. Okay? Because she brings crackers, not cookies. Okay, number 3. Teachers do not like all the students that they teach. Teachers do not like all the students that they teach. Is it false or true? False. Do you guys agree? Is it false? Huh? No, this one is actually true. Okay? So teachers don't like all the students. But she was talking about they don't like all the students, but the student must never know. Remember? She said, okay, the students must never know. So number 3 is true. Number 4. Rita's mother, Mrs. Walker, died at age 92. Is it true or false? True. Number 4 is true. Last one, number 5. Only Mrs. Walker's family members attended her funeral. False. Who else attended? You remember who else goes to her funeral? This one is false, right? So who else goes to her funeral? The former students, right? Remember, she used to bring peanuts, right? Peanut butter with crackers. She brings she said here, she brings gives some soap, right? For them to take a bath, right? Because it's hard to teach students. So she was kind of making a difference in the lives of those students. So they went to her funeral. So number 5 is false. Okay, I want you to look past number 5. Okay, there's a test number 5. So this is your homework. All right? Yes, that's your homework for next class. So I'm going to send you a picture of it so you don't forget it. Okay, I sent you a picture in the WeChat class group. Did you receive it? WeChat class group. Did you get it? So now I want to remind you, okay? So I only have a few students who actually made. See? Only 2 groups. This homework is to be done in groups, right? Not individual. So you're going to have to make groups to deliver this homework. So you're going to, for example, get together in your groups and then you're going to discuss this question. So the question is, right? So discuss these questions. What are the rewards and challenges of being a teacher? So write your ideas in the chart. So you have a chart, right? Yellow chart. So write it down, right? So not in your books. You have to write it down on a separate piece of paper. You have to give it to me next class, okay? And then in that piece of paper, you have to put the names and the numbers of the students of this group. Okay? So it's going to be like this. A piece of paper, right? Piece of paper here. Right? So here's a names, right? Name. And then the number. So name 2. Name 2, a put your names and numbers, and then this report. The report is this answer. It is the answer. One answer for each group. Okay? So this is for one group, right? Group. Do you guys have any questions? I don't want to next class. Oh, teacher, I have one for each one of us. No, one piece of paper, all the names and numbers for the whole group. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4. You make a group here, right? So let's say you make a group. One piece of paper with your names and numbers and the answer. The answer is this one here. All right? Do you guys have any questions? So now you need to make a group, right? So, for example, during the week, you can send me a message. Teacher, my group is, you tell your names and your numbers, and I'll put colors in your groups. Do you understand? You need to do this week before next class. Okay? Any questions? Do you understand? Can you explain in Chinese? Can you stand up and explain in Chinese? Can you stand up and explain in Chinese?
你们得到完成作业，聚在一起讨论这个问题，成为一名教师有哪些回报与挑战，写在表格上。你们有一张表格吗？然后要写上小组的学生姓名和学号，变成一张纸条。
Any questions? If you have any questions, you can ask her. All right. All right, so now we're going to do, go back to page 3. And also another thing, please don't forget the assignment. Remember the post? You remember one of the assignments? You have to do this. For example, today is 13, right? March 13. You have until March 31st. Remember the post? This one here? Do you remember this? Assignment. Write one blog post on any social media. We share about your opinion on one of my articles. It has to have 250 words, right? You need to deliver until March 31st, right? So you only have a few weeks to do it. Nobody in this class did anything yet, right? For example, if you look at my older classes, right? So I have one, for example, your class is D07. Nobody did the post yet, right? But if you look at, for example, D3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 students did it. Class number D2, 1 student, 1, 2, 3, 4. D6, nobody. D4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in your class, nobody did it yet. I'm just reminding you, don't forget the posts, okay? Next class, you also have a homework. Next class. So, all right. Any questions? So let's close it down here. Close.
One. I need to take next Friday off work. Is that possible?
That's okay with me, as long as you find someone else to take your shift.
Question. What must the man do to get the day off work on Friday?
Page 3.
2. May I have this dance, Melinda?
Finally! I have been waiting.
1.
Page 3. Can you go on page 3? So I'm going to be listening to this clip and then answering the question. Okay? Page 3.
1. I need to take next Friday off work. Is that possible?
That's okay with me as long as you find someone else to take your shift.
Question. What must the man do to get the day off work on Friday?
Sing all
1. I need to take next Friday off work. Is that possible?
That's okay with me as long as you find someone else to take your shift.
Okay, what does the man need to do, right? To get a Friday, to get a day off on Friday. Look at the answers. A, work overtime another day. B, take the day without pay. C, get someone to cover his shift. Or D, find another work, another job. What does he need to do to get a day off on Friday? The answer right here.
Long as you find someone else to take your shift. Find someone else to take your shift.
Okay, answer this one, then you can go on a break. C, someone to cover his shift. Correct. Okay, now let's have a break. You can have a break. Okay, you can go to the restroom if you needed to. so let's keep going. So now question number 2.
Question
Sing all night.
2. May I have this dance, Melinda?
Finally, I have been waiting all night for you to ask me.
Question. What kind of response does the man receive from Melinda? 3. 2. May I have this dance, Melinda?
Finally, I have been waiting all night for you to ask me.
Question. What kind of response does the man receive from Melinda?
Okay, what kind of response does the man receive from Melinda? And for example, there's 2 kinds of response, right? It can be positive or negative, right? So is that a positive answer or a negative one? B, let's see, B. Which? You said B? For B. Okay, yes, positive, because she wants to dance with him. So look at her answer, right?
All night we have been waiting. Finally, I have been waiting all night for you to ask me.
Wants to dance with him. Finally, I've been waiting for you to ask me. Yes, she does want to dance with him, right? So letter D. It's a positive answer, right? And because she's waiting for him to ask her, right? Do you understand that? Anyone else here? Right? Finally, I was waiting for you to ask me. So that's she wants it, right? So positive, because she wants to dance with him. Okay, number 3.
May I go to the washroom, Miss Clark?
Yes, Timmy, but please wait until Robert returns.
Question. When can Timmy leave class to go to the washroom?
4.
Okay, when can Timmy leave class to go to the washroom? When? You. Yes. So when can Timmy leave class to go to the washroom? Okay, here's the answer.
4.
3. May I go to the washroom, Miss Clark?
Yes, Timmy, but please wait until Robert returns. Please wait until Robert returns. Please wait until Robert returns.
A, right? So A, when Robert returns. Very good. Okay, number 4 now. Number 4.
I want the car tonight to drive my friends to the movies. Can I have it, Dad?
You may, but I need you home by 10 and no food or drinks in the car, okay?
Question. What conditions does the girl have to meet to get the car? 4. I want the car tonight to drive my friends to the movies. Can I have it, Dad?
You may, but I need you home by 10 and no food or drinks in the car, okay? I need you home by 10 and no food or drinks in the car, okay? I need you home by 10 and no food or drinks in the car, okay?
What the conditions the girl needs to met to get to borrow the car? What conditions does the girl have to met to get the car? B, right? No food or drinks in the car. It has to be back by 10. Okay, number 5.
5. Do you mind if I take the last bun? I haven't had breakfast yet.
I don't mind, Claire, as long as I can have the last cup of coffee.
Question. What does the man want to have?
1.
5. Do you mind if I take the last bun? I haven't had breakfast yet.
I don't mind, Claire, as long as I can have the last cup of coffee.
Question. What does the man want to have?
Okay, what does he wants to have? D, he wants to have the last cup of coffee. Okay, let me change the question. What does she want to have? C, right? So, not C. What does she wants to have? Not C. Look at what she wants to have right here.
Mind if I take the last bun? Mind if I take the last bun? Mind if I take the last bun?
She wants to have the bun. She wants to have the bun because she didn't have breakfast. Okay, what it is, a bun? What's a bun? Huh? Yes, so the answer is A, right? The last cinnamon bun. But what it is a bun? Bun is a piece of bread. Okay? It's a round bread. Alright, so we finished test number 2. So I want you to skip to page 7. Page 7. Page 7. We're going to do now next one. Keep doing those clips. Page 7.
1. I am not as good at math as the other students in my class. I usually don't do as well as they do on.
Might not come as easy to you, that's true, but if you study harder than they do, you might just score higher than them on the next test.
Question. How does the girl suggest her friend improve his poor math results? 1. I am not as good at math as the other students in my class. I usually don't do as well as they do on tests.
Things might not come as easy to you, that's true, but if you study harder than they do, you might just score higher than them on the next test.
Question. How does the girl suggest her friend improve his poor math results?
Okay, how does the girl suggest her friend improve the math score test? Huh? D, yes, he should study harder, right? She said right here, study harder.
If you study harder than they do,
So study harder, so letter D. Okay, number 2.
2. Will you help me edit my term paper? I am not confident about my sentence structure.
English is my best subject, so of course. But to be clear, I'm not going to rewrite it for you.
Question. Why does the girl need help editing her paper? 2. Will you help me edit my term paper? I am not confident about my sentence structure.
Okay, why does she need help editing her paper? Letter B, because she's not sure or confident whether her sentence structure is correct, right? She just said that right here.
Confident about my sentence structure.
English.
Okay, so letter B. Number 3 now. Okay, number 3.
3. Can I experiment with the hair dyes? I learn best by doing instead of just watching.
Considering we are only using wigs, of course you can, although you will still need to be careful.
Question. Why does the man want to practice using hair dyes? 4. 3. Can I experiment with the hair dyes? I learn best by doing instead of just watching. By doing instead of just watching. Best by doing instead of just watching. I learn best by doing instead of just watching.
Okay, why does the man wants to practice with hair dye? Huh? Because he learns best by watching is letter B. This is not the one, right? He learns best not by watching.
And best by doing instead of.
He learns best by doing, not watching. So it's not A. So not B. Right? So which is the answer? Why does he want to practice? Remember the word practice in the vocabulary? Number 3, word practice. Practice means repeat performance of a skill to become better. Right? So why does he want to practice?
I learn best by doing instead of just watching.
For example, I learn best by doing instead of watching. So it means what? I don't like to watch. I like to do. Right? So the answer is, why does he want to practice? Huh? Anyone? It's not B, right? So which one is it? The answer is right here.
Considering
I learn best by doing. I learn best by doing. I learn best by doing.
Huh? Yes. So letter? What? Letter A, yes. So he learned best by doing, right? That's why letter A is the answer. Not watching. So when they say instead of, it means no, I don't like to watch. Instead of watching. So he's to learn, right? So now I have a question. What is a hair dye? Anyone? The girls? Usually the girls dye their hair. Boys usually don't do that. So what is a hair dye? Anyone? The girls here, you know what hair dye is? So I see probably none of you, maybe you did dye. Did you dye your hair? Dye your hair? Because your hair is a little bit brown. So usually in China, all the girls have black hair, right? So your hair is brown, so maybe you dye your hair, right? What does dye mean? It means change the color, right? Change the color of your hair. This is a dye. This is when you dye your hair. Okay? All right. All right. So now question number 4.
4. I thought you should know that we are getting a new teacher for science while Mrs. Whitney is away.
Oh, of course. But is she as qualified as Mrs. Whitney?
Question. What is the woman concerned about? 4. I thought you should know that we are getting a new teacher for science while Mrs. Whitney is away.
Oh, of course. But is she as qualified as Mrs. Whitney? But is she as qualified as Mrs. Whitney?
What is her concern? What is the woman concerned about the Mrs. Whitney? Huh?
But is she as qualified as Mrs. Whitney?
So her concern is what? So A, Mrs. Whitney qualification? So no, it's not. It's not A, okay? So Mrs. Whitney is the teacher. Okay? She is going to be substituted by the new teacher. Okay? So look at the answer. Okay.
In a new teacher for science while Mrs. Whitney is away.
So Mrs. Whitney is going away. Now it's going to come a new teacher. Okay? The new teacher.
Oh, of course. But is she as qualified as Mrs.
Is she, the new teacher, qualified? That's her concern. Not Mrs. Whitney. So is she the new teacher? So the new teacher is not Mrs. Whitney. Mrs. Whitney is the teacher right now. She is going to be substituted by the new teacher. Oh, is the new teacher qualified? So it's not A, right? So Mrs. Whitney is qualified. No, Mrs. Whitney is the teacher. She is qualified. So it's not A. So the answer is C, the new teacher qualification, not Mrs. Whitney. Do you get it? All right. Do you get any questions? I can explain again. All right. Let's move on. Next one.
5. Repetition Repetition and practice are both good ways to learn, and some say the best way to learn is to fail.
Well, you're right about that. Only if you don't keep repeating the same mistakes.
Question. What is not mentioned by the two speakers as a good way to learn?
I could.
5. Repetition and practice are both good ways to learn, and some say the best way to learn is to fail.
Well, you're right about that. Only if you don't keep repeating the same mistakes.
Question. What is not mentioned by the two speakers as a good way to learn?
I.
5.
Okay, what is not mentioned? Not mentioned by the two speakers as a good way to learn. Remember, if they say it, if they mention it, is not the answer. Huh? C. Yes. So by repeating the same mistakes is the correct answer. Just to make sure, let's listen again.
A. Repetition and practice are both.
Okay, repetition and practice. Repetition, letter A, through repetition. No, they mention. By practicing, no, they mention. Repetition and practice. So you know it's not A, not B, right?
Both good ways to learn, and some say the best way to learn is to fail.
Learn to fail, right? So it's not it, it's not D either. Right? So when they mention, it's not the answer. So they mention repetition, practice, and failing. So the left one, the only one answer is letter C, by repeating the same mistakes. But I wanted to make a kind of listen to this part here.
Right about that. Only if you don't keep repeating the same mistakes.
For example, now they're talking about repeating the same mistakes in letter C. But this is related to if you're only keeping the same mistakes, that's what's related to keep failing. Right? That's why it's the answer. Do you understand? Alright, so letter C is the answer. Okay, text number 3 has 5 missing words. Okay, I played the whole clip, so you have to find out what are the missing words. If you catch one missing word, it's good enough. Okay, try to catch any of those missing words. I'm going to play the clip now, and you have to find out what are the missing words.
I consider myself a lifelong learner. I love to learn new things and to grow as a person.
I agree that is important, John, but at some point you have to get out into the workforce and out of the schools.
Of course, I didn't mean I want to stay in school forever, Sarah. I consider life itself to be a teacher, and I am the student.
Well, you're right about that. And to clarify, I do think taking courses to upgrade your skills in the workplace is also important.
That's true, especially when working in technology, which changes so quickly. Some of the lessons we can learn from each other are also important.
Do you mean working with your peers at work to solve problems? It's great to be able to share knowledge.
Yes, partly that, but also just learning from each other socially as well.
I can see how that would help you grow both professionally and personally. I think I am learning from you right now. 1. Why is music...
I consider my...
Okay, did any one of you got any missing words? You can tell, teacher, I got the missing word on question number 1. And this is the missing word. Anyone? Did you get any missing word? Anyone? No one? No one? Okay, let's do it together, okay?
Myself a lifelong learner. I love to learn new things and to grow as a person.
I agree that is important, John, but at some point you have to get out into the workforce and out of the schools.
Of course, I didn't mean I want to stay in school forever, Sarah. I consider life itself to be a teacher, and I am the student. Life itself to be a teacher, and I am the student. Life itself to be a teacher, and I am the student. I consider life itself to be a teacher.
Okay, that's one of them. So this is number 4. John considered life itself to be a teacher. Yes, so that's the missing word, teacher. Okay? Okay, let's move on to the next one.
And I am the student.
Well, you're right about that. And to clarify, I do think taking courses to upgrade your skills in the workplace is taking courses to upgrade your skills in the
Okay, that's number 1. Sarah thinks taking what? Sarah thinks
taking courses
to upgrade your skills in the workplace is important. Okay, move on to the next.
upgrade your skills in the workplace is also important.
That's true, especially when working in technology, which changes so quickly. Working in technology, which changes so quickly. Working in technology, which changes.
That's the next one. So, according to John, something changes so quickly. According to John,
working in technology, which changes so quickly. Working in technology.
According to John, technology changes so quickly. Okay.
Which changes so quickly. Some of the lessons we can learn from each other are also important.
Do you mean working with your peers at work to solve problems? Working with your peers at work to solve problems
Okay, now number 5. Working with peers. Right? Working with peers to solve problems. Okay, do you know the meaning of the word peers? Okay, who is your peer? Is he your peer? Is he? Is he your peer? Yes, because you're a student and he's also a student. For example, am I your peer? No, because I'm not a student, I'm a teacher. So peer is someone that has the same level as you. So you're a student, another student is your peer. So who is my peer? Well, yes, another teacher is my peer because they're the same level. So somebody at the same level as you, it is your peer. Alright? Okay, good. So, and then the last one is number 2, right? Learning from your, anyone got this one? Learning from your experiences, right? With other people can help you grow professionally. So number 2, the last one is experiences. The missing word is experiences. All right. So now let's do number 4. Test number 4 is another big passage. So we're going to be listening, and there are 3 questions and true and false. Okay, number 4.
Physics selection in 2, 3.
Learning to play an instrument is a difficult task. Of course, there are people who are innately musical, but most of us have to put in long hours and be very dedicated to our practice in order to see improvement. To be clear, I am not saying that learning to play an instrument is an impossible task, just that it is not something one should take lightly. Finding the right teacher goes a long way in making the process easier and more enjoyable. Music teachers need to be patient and should be able to give good feedback to help students improve. Music selection is also important. That is to say that if a student is forced to play music he doesn't like, improvement will be slow. Students will be more motivated to learn to play music that they also love to listen to.
I gave a quiz, 20 questions.
Learning to play.
Okay, we just listen one time. Let's see if you can answer. So question number 1. So why is music selection important to learn to play an instrument? Why music selection is important? This one is by the end of the argument, right here.
Is to say that if a student is forced to play music he doesn't like, improvement will be slow. That is to say that if a student is forced to play music he doesn't like, improvement will be slow.
So why music selection is important? Huh? C, right? Because students will be more eager to play music that they like. If you don't like the music, you don't want to play. Right? I don't like this music, I don't want to play. Right? So it's going to be difficult, slow for learning because you don't want to play, because you don't like the music. So letter C is the answer, right? So because students will be more eager, they want to play music that they like, right? So letter C is the answer. Okay, number 2. What is not mentioned as a requirement when learning an instrument? A, innate talent, right? So this is not a requirement, right? So what is innate? Innate, it is when you're born with a talent, right? So talent, they still can learn, right? That's not a requirement, right? So letter A is the answer, innate talent. Number 3, what is meant by not something you should take lightly? What is meant? I think it's right here.
Is an impossible task, just that it is not something one should take lightly. Something one should take lightly.
So what does that mean? Something that's not something one should take lightly. What's the meaning of this expression? B, the decision to learn a new instrument should be made carefully. So let's understand this. For example, they're saying not something one should take lightly. For example, light is something that has a very light, no heavy, right? Very light. It's not like heavy, right? Heavy is an opposite of light. So you should not take this lightly. It means what? You should take this heavy. So you should be very careful because it's heavy. What does it mean, be heavy? It has a lot of consequences, right? So if you make a decision, it's going to be hard to change. You're going to lose a lot of time. That's why you make the decision very careful, right? So that's why letter B is the answer. The decision to learn a new instrument should be made carefully because it's a heavy one. It's not light. Okay, letter B is the answer. Okay, now question letter B, right? Listen to the passage above again for the statement. Okay, you have to tell me if this sentence is true, false, or the information is not given. Okay, number 1. Learning to play an instrument is impossible. Is it true, false, or not given? Learning to play an instrument is impossible. Huh? Come on, is it true, false, or not given? False. It is possible. It's harder. It's hard, but it's possible, right? So this one is false. Number 2, improvement will be slow if one learns to play the music she or he doesn't like. True, right? If you don't like the music, you don't want to play, the improvement will be very slow. Okay, number 2 is true. Number 3, playing rock music makes learning an instrument easier. Huh? Not given. I didn't hear rock in this clip. The whole clip, they never said rock music. So they did not give this information, not given. Number 4, learning to play an instrument is difficult for most people. True, yes, it is difficult. It's hard for most people. And the last one, everyone should learn to play a musical instrument. Huh? Not given. They didn't say if everyone should play, right? Not given. Alright. I want you guys now to open to the page of this picture. Can you find, okay, what page is it? What page? 19? Is it 19? No, 13. 13, page 13. Okay, you have 2 pictures, right? Picture 1 is a teacher-centered classroom. Picture 2 is a student-centered classroom, right? So can you tell me the difference between those 2 pictures? So you have to look at those 2 pictures and see the difference between them. So we're gonna fill in the task number 1. There's a chart, right? So the chart, you have to tell me the difference, right? Between sitting arrangement, attention and speaking, and learning style, and rationale. So if you turn the page, there's a table. 4 things to tell me about it, right? So the difference. So for example, let's put the first one here. For example, seating arrangement. How is the seating arrangement in the picture number 1, a teacher-centered? How is the seating arrangement in the second picture, the student-centered? You have to tell me. Okay, I give you 4 minutes to try to fill in this table. Okay? Do you understand? You have to tell me what's the difference between one picture and the other. So let me give an example. Who is speaking in the first picture? Who is speaking in the first picture? Who is speaking? Teacher, yes. Who is speaking in the second picture? Student, yes, that's one difference. Okay, another difference. How is the seating arrangement? So the first picture is just like here. Everyone's sitting looking to the front. Right? So every student sitting looking to the teacher, right? So seating arrangements, everyone sitting looking to the front of the class. Okay, picture number 2. How is the seating arrangement? Are they looking to the front? No. Where are they looking? They're looking each other, right? So that's the answer for the first one, right? So what's the seating arrangement? Teacher-centered. Students are looking to the front. Student-centered. Students are looking each other. Alright? So I'm going to give you 4 minutes. Try to do this exercise. Okay, 4 minutes. Try to do it. Try to put the difference between picture 1 and 2. You can use your cell phone to do the translation. If you having difficulty. Okay, let's do it together. Alright, so seating arrangement, right? So all chairs face towards the teacher. We already talked about this one, right? Students look at the front, right? Okay. Here, the second one, cluster of desks where students look together. They look at each other, right? Okay. Attention and speaking. Okay, we talked about this one already too. So who is speaking again in the teacher center? Who is speaking? Huh? The teacher, yes. So the teacher is speaking, right? So the attention is all on the teacher. Who would have to be the main speaker? Students are typically looking, right? Put their hands. Students typically put their hands up to the speak, right? All right. So who is speaking here? The student center. Here's the teacher speaking. Here is the student, right? So the attention is on each other. The students are facing each other. They're typically free to speak as they see fit. Okay. Next. So what's the learning style? Did you get anything from this one? Anyone? What's the learning style? I'm going to give you a hint, right? So is the learning style passive or active? So which one is passive? Which one is passive? Which one is passive? Teacher center or student center? Huh? You have no idea? Yeah, have a guess. So which one is passive? Passive is when you do nothing. You just sit there, okay, listening. Teacher center is passive because you have to do nothing. You just sit there and pay attention, right? You just sit there and listen to me. Oh, you have to do nothing, okay, just listen. This is passive, okay? So the teacher center is passive. So teacher gives the information to the students. They copy their notebooks. This is more passive. So the other one is active, right? So the students solve the problem. Where's the answer? Okay, let's have a look. Look at the book. Okay, you have to read, you have to search the internet, and you have to search the answer. So this is more active. Okay, we find this answer to question number 1. Okay, who found the question number 2? So the student has to talk to each other. This is active, right? So students solve problems together, right, and come to the information themselves. The style is more active for the students. Okay, last one. Rationale. What's the rationale? What's the idea, right? What's the idea of one and the idea of the other? So, okay, we don't have too much time. The idea here is that teacher will ensure that you get the correct answer. So as a teacher, I make sure, you're wrong. The correct answer is this. So I give you the right information. This is going to be faster because if you have to search the information, it's going to take more time. So this is faster, you get the right information, right? So time saved, there's less experimentation, right? Less time wasted on chit chat. Okay, the next one. So students can better understand the answer that they arrive because they have to work through themselves, right? So engagement, typically high. Students are more involved and active. More students' voices are heard, and collaboration, listening, compromising skills are practiced. Right? Okay, that's the idea of the difference between teacher-centered and student-centered. So the next, let's see how much time do we have it. I'm running a little faster because we're almost finished, right? Okay, maybe you still have a few more minutes. So now, based on the table that you just filled in, tell me which one do you like more teacher-centered class? Oh, no, I like more student-centered. Tell me which one do you prefer? This is task number 2, right? Tell me which one do you prefer and why. Okay? So I'm going to give you 1 minute. Tell me which one do you prefer and give me some reasons. Why do you prefer this one? Okay? 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. Go ahead. Tell me which one do you prefer and why. This is task number 2. So you have to choose one, right? Which one do you like and tell me why. 1, 2, 3 reasons, right? You have to choose one. Oh, I like this one here. So tell me why. Find some reasons. Why do you like it? Yes, you choose one. Tell me which one you like it. And tell me why. For example, I like this one because 1, 2, 3 reasons. Okay, 1 minute is gone. Okay, which one do you like, guys? Which one do you prefer? Anyone? Which one do you prefer? What kind of class do you like? Do you like more student class or teacher class? Which one do you like more? Anyone? A volunteer, tell me, which one do you like more? Huh? Anyone? Which one do you like more? For example, you might say, oh, I like more teacher-centered because I don't like to talk to each other. I like just to listen. Right? So, we don't have too much time. The bell is about to ring. But for example, if you're having a hard time to do this one, you can look at task number 3 and read it later at home, right? So these are 2 students. One preferred the teacher center and the other one preferred the student center. They are discussing, oh, I like the teacher center because I get the right information. And you have to look for, you have to search. It's going to take more time. Oh, okay, but I like to engage more, I like discussion, right? All right, so see you next class. Don't forget the homework, okay? Don't forget the homework and the blog post.
拜拜。 Ой, подождать. Эти.哎呦，你在足球最喜欢。